hang around after if you have any questions. I may, like, again, there's just 2 of you right now, so if there's any noise, I may just mute you. Otherwise, I'll just sort of leave it like this for now. And so I have 3 areas that we've broken up the body into, sort of more upper leg, so IT band and quad. And then we're going to go through lower limb. So we're going to do some shin and calf and back of the knee, and then do a little bit of foot. I know Anne did some of this just on the foot workshop, but we're going to just like go back down through the chain. Okay. It's never bad to repeat it. You always probably need more work. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demo, and then I'll do a quick demo just so you can kind of get the overall gist, and then we're going to go through it. Okay, so as I go through it, if I'm demoing too quick, I'll come back and explain, just so you can sort of see the positions we're going to be in. So IT band, you can do one of 2 ways. I'm going to do it the way lying down, and if you find it's just too much to take, then I would do it sitting up. But I'm going to start lying down. So again, just watch for a second, and I'm going to go first compress. You're going, Lana, you're going into all these different fun places. So the balls are going to be lengthwise. What I would suggest is coming closest to the knee. So the IT band goes from the outside of the knee to the outside of the hip, and we will all have different places at which the IT band gets yucky, but I would say for this purpose, start here, and you can always, again, work up. We're going to start here with the balls like this. So they're going to be like this here. And we're going to do, again, a compression. I'm actually scissoring my legs a little bit because it is quite tender here already. And if I added this on top, I can, but I'm just going to start off scissoring just for it to be a little bit more gentle. And if you want, you can lean more weight. So a straight compression. And then I'm going to do a little, again, as I hold there, a little cross fiber. So usually I say, give it like 6 to 8 cross fiber with a breath, and releasing through there. And then we're going to add the movement. So usually it's compression, again, cross fiber, and then add another movement. So we're going to compress, and then I'm going to slowly straighten out this leg, and man, you're gonna feel it. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so that's the 3 on the IT band. Then the next one is called a quad kebab. So kind of like you're gonna have a barbecue, but with the balls. So we're gonna do, it's gonna be the bottom leg. So the quads attach into the knee, sort of inside and out. So we're gonna get into that. If you actually squeeze your quads, you can kind of see where they attach on the outside. So I'm going to put one under and one on top, and I'm going to do like a little quad sandwich through here. So we're going to go like that. So it's going to compress, and then I'm going to straighten the bottom one. Straighten the bottom one. Again, if you can see, it's me straightening out my leg here. All the camera angles I need to do. Straighten out there. And then if that feels okay, you're just gonna, like, you can just go back and forth. So we're actually just gonna go just slowly, like 6 or 8 times here. And then we're gonna switch over to the other side, okay? And then we're going to do the quad kerfuffle. So we're gonna go onto our stomachs. We're gonna put the ball right into the center of our quad. And again, we're gonna compress. Then we're gonna contract. So I'm just, sorry, contract and relax. So I'm squeezing the front of my thigh and relaxing. Squeezing the front of my thigh, relaxing. And then we're gonna slowly do a cross fiber. So my knee is gonna go to the inside of the knee and to the outside of the knee. We're gonna cross fiber there. Find your really tight spots if it's inside or outside, and then do a contract and release there to get a little bit more into that. And if you're good there, then we can do a little bend and release, okay? So those are the moves. Those are the moves. Okay, so why don't we get both balls in the bag.
Mama needs space here, so you have to sit on the mattress.
Okay. And then we're gonna go lie on our side. And I'm gonna go on the outside through here. So let me know if this feels okay. So come close to that knee. Okay. I would say scissor the legs to start. And if you need to, you may need to lean, wait, you may not need to. Is everyone feeling it just with the compression?
Yes.
Okay. And Anne, yes, just with the compression, you're feeling that? Thumb up. Okay, so just take some breaths there. Let that leg get heavy and sink through there. If you feel like you could take more, you could always just do a little, you could also do a compression with the other knee on top, but otherwise just sort of hang out there and let that sink a little bit. Good. And then we're just gonna do a little cross fiber. So again, use your breath and slowly let those balls go across the length of that IT band. Good, and taking some breaths through there. Sorry if you can hear my child in the background. He's not screaming yet, so I'll have to, the last video I did at home, I was like, I muted, I'm like, be quiet. I was like hoping everyone could hear that. Okay, so going cross fiber through here, and then let's do a compression through here, and then a slow straighten, 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 straighten. Good, yeah? I can see the look on your face. It's good. Okay, so bend. Good, compress. Good, and again, slowly straighten, 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 straighten right at the end. You could also just give a little quad squeeze if you want. You don't have to. Yeah, let's just go a couple more times here. Inhale a nice breath. Good. And then slowly open up. Good. Let's go one more time. Bend here. Good. And then slowly release. Open. Good. Let's just let that go cross fiber for a moment, because it can be pretty intense. So you might just want to do, oh, that doesn't feel as bad as the first time round. Okay, and then let's just do a little, see if you can do a little compression just with that other leg on top, just to see what that feels like now. Because again, maybe our tolerance has increased through there. Maybe not, but it's just nice to see. Okay, so let's come on to that other side. Just do a little also, just move that leg around, see what that feels like through there. Because often just, it can get a little glitchy also through the outside of that knee. Okay, so let's come close to that knee, right on the side of the leg, and then compress. So again, let's do a little scissor just to make it not as intense, but you can also just roll forward if you're not feeling as much through here. Good, and just taking some breaths through here. Good, just let that weight of your leg drop. I could even feel my lower leg holding on a little bit, so just let it go. Take a moment just to let that pressure sink in. Use your breaths, and then slowly start to add that cross fiber. And just also just notice, like one side versus the other. What is that feeling like through here? Good. And use those breaths to, again, break up this tension. The IT bands can get super, super ropey. So just, again, you might be flipping back and forth over these like guitar-like strings. Good, okay. So we're just gonna, again, readjust if you need, and then we're gonna slowly add that lengthening or that straightening out. So slowly straighten through here. Good. Use your breath, especially if you're moving slow and savoring these movements. Okay, and again, inhale, good. And exhale, slowly straighten out through here. Good. Okay, let's go one more time. I'm flexing the foot too because I'm feeling that I notice that a little bit more as I flex and straighten all the way fully at the end. Take a nice breath. Good. Come back to that bent leg and then just do again another little cross fiber. Little cross fiber through here. Good. And then just see if you can do a little stacking. Little stacking through here. Does that feel any different? Or is it more manageable? Because the stacking is pretty intense. So if you can manage the stacking after just doing one, then you already know you're doing better. Good. And then just add a little, just move around to see if that sort of has released through that area. Through there. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to take the ball out from outside of the leg. Just give your knee a couple bends. We're going to work on that quad. So a lot of this stuff is, whenever I'm even thinking knee, I'm thinking outside and inside. So even, the quad attaching into that front of that knee. So we're going to first start with the quad kebab. So I'm going to go this way first. So we'll be working on the leg that's at the bottom. So if you just give your front thigh a little squeeze and just notice where the meaty part of that muscle is, that's where I want you to put the ball. So one's going to go on the outside and one's going to go on the inside. This inside part is going to be a little bit harder to hold. So you're just going to have to, hold it as well as you can through that top of the knee, but you're really going to get that outside quad through there. Okay, so we're just going to do might take a little finagling through here. Okay, so we're going to, again, compress with those knees bent. So again, see if you can just, again, I'm holding that top leg, see if you can just let that bottom leg drop. Both legs get heavy and just do a little even squeeze like you're holding them together. Good, and just take some breaths through there. Good. Good. And then we're just going to slowly start to straighten this bottom leg. So this bottom leg is slowly going to straighten. Good. All the way to the end. And if you even squeeze that front thigh a little bit, that ball should be right there where that attachment is. Good. Yeah? Everyone feeling that? And I've lost your head. It's funny, you keep coming in and out, and I'm like, I lost your head. Okay, let's try this about 4 or 5 times. So again, anchor the balls. Inhale, nice deep breath. And then exhale. Slowly start to straighten out through here. Good. Add that little bit of compression. So we're going to get into some of this cross fiber when we do the next move. So let's go 2 more times here. Little squeeze, hold it together. Inhale, good. And exhale. Slowly, I would say move nice and slow. Just you can kind of feel even where those tendons attach and where you're sort of breaking up that tissues right at the attachment sites. Often if there is an issue at quads, you got to go right to the source of where they attach. Good. And then one more time. Let's bend. Slowly. extend. Good. Beautiful. Okay, let's come back and we're just gonna flip over to the other side with the barbecue on the other leg, quad kebab on the other side. And then we're gonna go outside and inside. The inside one is a little bit harder to get. And again, if you don't know if you're on it, you might want to just straighten that bottom leg and go, okay, that's where my quad is, especially if I squeeze right at the end and I'm on there.
You okay?
And I know that, I know it's a little bit hard sometimes on the upper body. So if you really need to lean down, you might need to sort of lean that body down. Good. So again, we're going to just slowly compress through that quad. And then I'm going to have you, again, slowly straighten out. Good. And then bend that leg. So again, moving really slowly and feeling, it's funny, like one side I can feel definitely a lot more than the other. So you may notice the same thing, that you can give it a little bit more on one side. If you're feeling like, oh gosh, I really noticed it on that other side, but this side, not so much. So you can lean a little bit more pressure, like even just leaning your body weight forward will make a difference here. Let's go a couple more times. And again, find that front of that thigh, little squeeze with the knees, slowly straighten out. Good. And then let's go one more time. So let's bend. Take a breath. Good. And then again, slowly, slowly, slowly straighten through here. Beautiful. Okay, so let's come off that. Just again, straighten out your legs just to kind of feel what's happening through there. And then we're gonna come roll onto our belly. And we're gonna bring one ball right into the center of our quad. So just bring it like your kneecap and then come right off your kneecap right above there. So again, your quad is pretty big, but again, we're trying to get almost more where these tendon attachments are. So bring that ball just straight compression. And I would actually say lean off it first and then start to lean into it if you feel like that is doable. Sometimes with the balls, you may need an extra layer of cushion, almost like a towel or something like that, if it feels like it's too much. Because sometimes the tinier balls in a quad or a bigger muscle, like a glute, is pretty intense. Okay? So again, we're gonna just gently start to cross fiber. So almost like externally rotating that leg out. Ooh, I'll make the noises for you. And then rolling through center, and then almost like turning your body more to the outside to get to the outside sort of edge of the knee. Okay? And then slowly going across to the inside, almost like you're like above your kneecap, that inside part of that knee. Ooh, I tell ya. Rolling. You know, it's a little bit harder to get to the outside edge of that knee, but again, you might just need to roll into it a little bit more. Good. Let's just go a couple more times here. Doing that cross fiber through here. Using the breaths as your tool of relaxation and managing the intensity. Good. Okay, let's go one more time. Cross the front of the thigh. This is to feel better after. That's what I'm hoping for you, because sometimes there's a little intensity to get through to the other side. Okay. And so let's come back to that center area. And then let's just slowly start to bend the knee. You may even want to come up like a smidge with that ball. And then we're going to slowly, I would suggest coming really slow through here. Bend. Good. And then release down. Let's do that 3 or 4 times. Inhale. Good. Bend. Good. I'm flexing my foot at the top here. And release. As you release, just see if you can lean into it a little bit more. If again, you're like, oh gosh, no way. Then lean away. But if you feel like you can give it more, go for it. Bend. Good. And then release down. Good. So whatever spot that you felt the most intense, inside or outside, I want you to come to that area. And I want you to do a little quad squeeze and then a relax. So let's just start there. Let's just do that 3 times. Squeeze and release. Good. Squeeze and release. Sometimes that squeeze and release move is really nice to get a little bit deeper into tissues. You might want to just come to the center of that quad too and try that there. So squeeze, take a breath, let your full weight just hang over that ball. Good. And again, squeeze. Good. And release. You may hate me after all of this. Okay, give yourself a moment. We're going to work on the other side. That was pretty intense. Just give your quad a little love. Okay, so we're going to go. Ball is again going to come right into the center of that left kneecap, or not, sorry, kneecap, above the kneecap, into the soft tissue. Good. So right into the center, through there. And again, compress. Pay attention to the rest of your body. Give your pelvic weight over a little bit more through here. Good. Allow your body to sink. And then slowly start to add that cross fiber move. And again, move nice and slow. Roll slowly to that outside, almost to the edge of where you were with the IT band. Again, above your knee, rolling to that inside. This is a good one, I tell you. Good. Cross, cross, slowly across to the outside of that IT band. Okay, let's just do a couple more times here. Roll to the inside. Good. And again, slowly close your eyes, take it in. Okay, let's go one more time, cross fiber. Good. And then we're going to come right to the center of that knee. And we're just going to bend. Good. Flex the foot at the top. Give it some good pressure. And then slowly release it down. If you don't feel it, you can move up. Find your space on the quad. So again, I'm coming to attachments, but again, the quad goes all the way up into that front hip bone. So you could also find some other spots, but let's just kind of stay close to the knee for now. Good. Bend, lean, and release. Good. Let's go a couple more times here just to release some of that tension through that muscle. So again, bend, take a breath, Lean in. Good. Beautiful. Okay, let's go one more time. Like that. Bend and release down. Good. And then let's just do a little, again, find that tender spot and a little contract and release. So again, we're squeezing the front of that thigh and letting that ball sink a little bit deeper into the tissues, just like see it happening. Good. And again, squeeze and release. Good. And if there's another area, like maybe right in the center of your quad, squeezing through here and letting go. Good. Amazing. Okay, so let's just come off that area through there. And then again, maybe just give our quad a little rub down. Okay. How's everybody doing? Is that super intense? Okay, good. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next. And how's it going? Okay, intense? I know the quads can be super intense, more intense than you think they're gonna be. Okay, the next one, the shin roll. I really love the shin roll. So we're going to get if you have a book, I would get the book, and we're going to do first a straight roll from here, from the underside of the knee, all the way down the shin to the ankle. So we're gonna strip it. I'm gonna say again 3 or 4 times. Then we're gonna get the block or book, and we're gonna come to the area that felt, I'm gonna say 3/4 of the way down the shin. Usually there's a spot there that's pretty intense. So I'm gonna have you hold it there and then do flex and release and lean in if you want. You don't have to. Flex, I even think the book could be higher for a full flexion. You could do it almost off a chair or something like that. Good. So we're gonna do that 3 or 4 times. Ooh, that flexion is something, and then lean in if you want. I always just sort of say the bonus round of this is the stacking. So if you can find another area that you feel like it's really tender through here, you can add another leg on top and lean in. You're probably going, no, I don't need to do that. If you feel like you want to. And then the bonus is pinning and then adding like this rotational shear to it. So that really breaks up, especially if you had, shin splints in the past, like getting into some of this gumminess by kind of breaking it up this way. So you could even do this. I mean, this is really hard. So you could even do that part here on the ground and add a twist if you're feeling like it was too much with the block underneath. Okay, so that's for the shin. So then the calf, I would say get with the calf. We're gonna do a ball, take the ball out. We're gonna grab, again, something a little bit harder, ball underneath. We're gonna put it right into center of your calf through here. So again, same sort of idea, almost as the quad. We're gonna let it sink. You could also do an extra if you feel like, I don't really feel anything. You may not. But I would say for most people, where you're gonna feel it is this, like almost like 3/4 of the way down the length of your shin bone is where you'll probably notice it the most, or right about there. So you can kind of come there and then stack and then add the cross fiber. So kind of like the quad, turn your toes in, turn your toes out, turn your toes in, turn your toes out. So to kind of break up that party again, you can roll up a little bit, ooh la 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 la, and then back and forth, probably making those sounds as well. And then adding again, that movement with the foot, the flex and the release. And then again, oh gosh, I don't even know if I can do that far with the stacking. You could stack, but it's a lot. Okay, and then the last one through here is the knee chew, which is like also one of the shin roll and the knee chew. There's a lot of faves, but this is also one of my faves. So you're gonna take the ball right under the knee, and you're gonna first do again, sustain. So you're gonna grab a hold of your heel, and you're gonna pull in as much as you can through here. So it gets into a part of your knee, like right behind here, but then it gets also into your hamstring. So it's like a nice double whammy. So we're gonna hold here, we're gonna sustain that. And then we're gonna go, our heel's gonna go in towards our groin, and then the heel's gonna go out towards our sort of IT band. So we're gonna go back and forth here. So then we're gonna hold and just do a flex and release, and hold and do a flex and release, because you can really feel that during that range of motion. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Okay, so hopefully you're making those great noises on your end. Okay, so we're gonna first start with the shin with the two balls in the bag, the balls in the bag. And again, if you've done something like this before, there's always, ways that you can change it, ramp it up, like hang it at a different spot. So sort of notice first when you do a little strip of that, I'm gonna come this way first, strip of that front shin bone where you feel your stuff. So I would actually go strip down through the front where the balls are on either side of that shin bone. And again, more is leaning into it and adding more of a flexion through the knee. Less is thumb up in the air, less weight loaded. And I would say just for the first time, roll right down to the ankle. And then shin right under the knee. If you can manage it more, load, lean, use your butt to sink into it more. Good. And let's go like one more strip here from top to bottom. Just close your eyes and go, where did it feel most intense coming down? Okay, so you got a good sense of that. Actually, while we still were doing the, actually, no, I was gonna say, let's strip the other side, but let's grab the book. We're gonna put it right under the area that you sort of noticed felt the most tight. So just put maybe the ball right in the center of the book or block, and then lean in through there. So just do a little loading first, and then find your breath. And we're just gonna do a little flex. Oh, mama, mama. I was like loading too much, kind of lean off that. So pull the toes back, good. And then release and let it go. Again, if you can load it when the tension's taken off of it. Okay, so again, pull the toes back, take a nice deep breath, and then as you release that, put it into a point position, load, and lean in. Good. And let's go again. Let's go a couple more times. Pull back, inhale, nice breath. Good. And then just gently release the toes and lean in. Beautiful. Is anyone up for the pin or the pin and stack? You might want to come to a nicer area, maybe come up a little bit higher to a nicer area, and then you can at least sort of see what it feels like. So bring the other leg, like you're stacking it on top, or like I said before, you can come off the book or block. That might be a nicer idea, and stack that other leg on top. Good. And then heaven forbid if you're up for the twisting, adding a little shear will really break up a party, but man, you're gonna feel it. Good. And again, you can add the shear without the extra load, without the extra stacking, because sometimes that's also just nice to try it out and see what that feels like, going like rotating through the shin. Good, okay. And let's just release through there. Holy moly. So just see what that feels like, because calves especially are what sort of brings all the blood flow back to the heart. But that's like a really intense area. So I'm sure you can already feel the difference, right? From right to left when you do that. Okay, so let's do that on the other side. So let's roll out the opposite side of what you worked on, just doing the stripping to start. So you got the stripping down. that came out wrong. Yeah, stripping of the shin. Got that stripping down. Okay. Okay, from the underside of the knee all the way to the ankle. Good. Underside of the knee. Good. All the way to the ankle. Again, gauge how much pressure you can give this side or what you did on the other side. Lean, slow movements down. Good. And again, this last time, notice where is the most intense. Sometimes you can just close your eyes and feel. Where is the most intense spot? Note it, where that most intense spot is. And then we're going to grab our book. We're going to put the ball right into the center of the book. And that same spot, we're just going to lean into that spot through there. Good. And again, watch like when I pulled that toe back. So don't lean fully into it. You might want to lift your hips a little bit, but pull back with the toe because that's the intense part. And then relax, and you can again lean in as you compress through there. Good. And again, pull the toes back. You may need to sort of again ease off. Take the breath, and again, lean in, and good. Okay, let's go 2 more times here. Again, you can move the ball slightly if you feel like areas have gotten a little bit more manageable. Pull back. Nice breath. Good. And release. Good. And let's go 1 more time. Pull those toes back. Oh, intense. And again, you can make it what you want it to be. And then release. You can totally, again, hang up above this. So if you're going to try that load, I may suggest coming off the book and onto the floor. You might want to pick a different part through the shin and then stack through here. Good. Then it's like, they're all bad. The whole shin is not good. Okay, and then if you want to add the twist, you can add a little torque. So you're almost taking your upper body and you're moving your body and your lower leg. Your lower leg is sort of following. So I'm kind of guiding with my arms, lifting and twisting. You don't have to do this part either. This is just if you really want to get deep in there. Good. And again, let's just go 1 more time. Load or just twist. Good. It's like the corkscrew effect through the shins, which is intense. Okay. So then we're going to do the knee chew, the fun part. Okay, so we're going to grab the one ball. Oh, sorry, calf mash. I'm out of order. Okay, we're gonna grab the book, and then we're gonna put the ball right in the center of our calf. Start there and see what that feels like, and just load for a second. Take some breaths. You could even if you want to load more, you can lean almost into like a seated forward bend load. If you're like, I don't feel any of this, you can do that, but you probably already feel it. And then do that slow cross fiber. So we're just gonna slowly, I know without falling off the book, we're just gonna take our toes and go again in and sort of out. In, roll in, and then roll out. So slowly start to feel that intensity through there. Good. You might want to just even try a different spot just for fun, just to kind of see, is that the same all the way up the back of my calf, or does it get easier in other places? It's just good to investigate, because I know as I come up higher, that's easier. Yeah. But then lower down here, it's pretty something. So sort of notice what that feels like. Then we're gonna take the foot, because the foot's really gonna make the difference here. So we're gonna go flex that foot. Good. And then as you release, see if you can do a little load. So the load may be leaning in and either a little bit of a forward bend, or you can add a little hand load, because I think the leg might be too much. But if it's good, then you can also let it go. And then let that foot drop. Good. And again, pull back, take a breath, lean in, and relax. Let it go. You might just need to do a little whoo, woo, woo. Good. Okay, a couple more times here. Inhale, pull back. Good. And then again, lean in, heavy hands, relax your shoulders. Good. Let that foot drop. Let's just try one leg. Maybe change the spot slightly. Good. Toes up. Take a breath. Load. And lean. Amazing. Good. Okay. Just do a little circle. Maybe without the leaning, without the loading, just the circle with the ankles. Feel what's happening through there. And take that off. Good. Oh, that's also pretty intense. So again, ball in the center. Let's moving to the other side, right into the center of your calf. So again, straight compression, whatever that compression looks like, the leaning, the bending forward, the breathing. Good. And then we're going to add that gentle cross fiber. So I'm just sort of dropping my toes in and rolling and dropping my toes out. Dropping toes in and dropping toes out. Good. And again, you might want to I'm just rolling back slightly to feel if that's the same intensity, me working down like an inch. Is that the same amount as you do that cross fiber? So again, pay attention to where is all that intensity. You could again roll up to a little bit higher in the calf and just do the same thing. Sort of notice what that feels like through there. Good. Beautiful. So then we're going to come back to the center to start, and then start the flexion extension. Let's go flex. Again, lean, load, release. Again, if it's already intense, you don't have to do these extra parts. Good. Inhale. Lean into it. Forward. Load if you want. Relax that foot totally. Let's just move slightly if you want. We'll do a couple more times here. Pull back. Good. Lean into it. Relax that foot. Upper body leans into that a little bit more. Good. A little bit easier maybe. Good. One more time. Pull back. Again, you can move it slightly. Again, you can move it like centimeters and it makes all the difference. You're like, what is that? A new spot. Good, pull back. And then release. Good. And load. Good. Amazing. Now we do what I think is called the Pac-Man. The Pac-Man, the knee chew. Okay, so we're gonna grab the ball, one ball, and put it under one of your knees through here. Just grab at the ankle. And again, pull in. Oh gosh. Like that's intense. Okay, pull in as much as you can here. And again, just take some breaths, feel the compression. And then without the flexion and extension of the foot, we're just gonna go heel to the outside, IT band, heel to the inside. So do that about 6 or 8 times where you're just sort of feeling not only behind the calf, but also to these spots where the hamstring attaches inside and outside of your knee. Okay, and let's just add after that a couple, like pull the toes back and go to the outside and relax. Pull the toes back, come to the inside. Good, and relax. So again, do that a couple times. Outside, ooh la la, and release. And inside, and release. And just for fun, just kind of move it up a little bit, because for different people and situations, you may get something completely different. So now you're coming more into a hamstring belly and again, belly of that calf. So kind of come halfway and now squeeze and just sort of see that feels different. So just depending on where your stuff may be, again, you could kind of cross fiber your hamstring a little bit more there as well. Okay, so fun. Hours of fun with the balls. Okay, let's do the other side. So put it right under the knee, and let's again grab a hold of that ankle. Good. And take some breaths through here. Good. The more you pull in, the more you're going to feel it. But again, drop your shoulders. Make sure you're not transferring the tension other places. Good. So then we're going to slowly add that heel in and heel out. Good. Heel in. Just moving it around, feeling those different attachment sites as the ball's getting in to those spots. Use those breaths and as much compression as you want through here. And then we're going to add that foot movement. So we're going to come, let's go inside. We're going to fully flex, fully point, and release. Go to the outside. Fully flex, come up nice and slow, fully point, and release. Good. And again, come to the inside, fully flex, lift all the way up, fully point. Good. And drop. So you can really actually feel that when you fully point in that calf area. So again, all the way, fully flex to the outside, fully point, and drop. And again, just to get some same input to the other side, drop it down halfway and kind of feel what that feels like, even just to kind of do some cross fiber or breaking up that a little bit through there. Good, good, good. Doing good. So we're gonna do a little foot routine through here now. So we're first gonna do, I'm gonna get you to do one ball at a time. So we're gonna first do the arch, center of our arch. So center of our arch through here. We're gonna do compression, cross fiber. Then we're gonna do the plantar fascia strip. And then we're gonna do the stacking. So the compress and the stacking through the forefoot. So we're gonna do, again, there's so many sort of ways that you can do this. We're gonna do first compress, When you do the cross fiber through here, I want you to keep that heel down. And then I'm gonna have you roll about 6 to 8 times side to side. I would say, see if you can give it some weight, like really kind of feel like you're rolling fully. You can see the ball and you're trying to get into this joint. As you out here, get into this joint, the outer big toe and baby toe. So roll, give as much pressure as you can. Then we're just gonna come right to the plantar fascia strip. So the strip goes from your heel to your forefoot. So again, weight it if you can. If you need a chair, grab a hold of a chair, but load it and go strip right down, curl your toes around. And again, heel down, come right in front of the bone. So not straight on heel, but right in front of the bone, strip down, curl your fingers, come down, strip down. Again, we'll do that 6 to 8 times. And then you're gonna come to the front toe mound, and I would suggest getting something that you can lean into or lean on or hold onto, because I'm gonna get you to, forefoot is gonna curl. This is the mean part, mean, nice part. Then I'm gonna get you to stack the other foot and give a little push into these toe mounds. So it's almost like you're trying to get a sock off. Okay, so you're gonna go here and you're gonna push. It's gonna get into fascia. It's gonna feel great. Push, mid, and then push through baby, okay? So that's gonna be our little foot routine. Okay, so come up onto your feet. You're gonna grab one of the balls. And then, actually, let's just do both of the balls for the compression first. So get both of the balls down. And if you can handle that balance-wise, let's just load ourselves, being fully upright, give your body weight, take a breath, see if you can really just sort of hang out over those balls. And then I'm gonna get you to move one aside, and then take the one that the foot with the ball underneath, plant the heel. So you have some grounding through there. And I want you just to slowly do almost like this waving motion with the foot. But as you get to the end, just pause when you come to this end part to really get some motion through these inner and outer arches. So pause. I would even say if you can give a little shear, the little rotation, it's a little more advanced move, but it's good. Over to the other side, the shear, good. Over to that foot, little shear. Again, if that's too much, just sort of throwing it out to Anne, because we did the foot workshop, and adding the shear in was just a little extra if we didn't sort of explore that before. Good. And a little, again, add the rotation. Beautiful. Okay, so then let's just strip that foot. So come to the heel, good pressure. And I just want you to come, you can do it relatively quickly, curl your toes around at the end. Again, almost like you're doing a little bit of a scrub with the foot. As it comes to your heel, you can flail out your toes. As you come to the toes, curl them around. Take some breaths through here. So that plantar fascia strip. And then on your last sort of like 6 to 8, come to the forefoot, grab a hold of something you can stabilize with. Put the other toe, the other foot on top of your big toe, and then push down, like you're almost, again, trying to get your socks off. Maybe pantyhose. Who wears pantyhose anymore though? Good. And then your middle and shear. Just get into those toe mounds. Good. And then baby toe and shear through there. Super not comfortable, but man, it's gonna feel better after. Let's just do a little toe point, give a little stretch through there, little toe ankle rotation, maybe a little shake out through the ball away. Okay, and let's just go over to that other side. So again, we're gonna do that. Heel's gonna come down, and we're gonna do cross, cross, cross. And again, at the end, maybe just take it slower. Notice at the end, baby toe, big toe, add a little twist, add a little twist. You don't have to, that again, it's getting intense, but you can if you want. Good. Over to the other side. Let's go one more. Again, use your breaths. And remember, I'm just trying to get through some of these moves so you have new moves. But you find your own rhythm when you're working on this on your own. This is more to create opportunity for you. And let's just roll to the front of your foot. Oh, sorry, plantar fascia. So we're gonna go heel. Good, and then down. Good. As you come to your heel, see if you can maybe splay out the toes, lift them up. Come to the forefoot, wrap around. Good. This is a nice one. If you have plantar fascia stripping and cross fiber, great. Getting right into the heel or underneath the heel. Good. And then wrap all the way to the heel. Good. And wrap. So end here, curl your toes, grab onto whatever you need to hold on to, take the other foot, and again, shear through that big toe mound. Good. And again, let's shear through those mid toes. Good. And then take that foot and then again through that baby toe area. Beautiful. Super intense. Your feet are gonna thank you after. A little shake out, little happy dance, little happy dance. Okay, let's just come down for a moment. We're at 10:01, but I just wanted to just do a little check-in. See where everyone's at. I will unmute. Okay. How's everybody? Was there lots of screaming that I couldn't hear?
A few grimaces.
So usually I just like to go through everyone and just sort of see if there was any areas that you're like, oh my goodness, had no idea, or that was an area that I feel like I need to work on a little bit more. Anne, do you want to?
Yeah, in my cast, for me, it was not in the middle. It's a little bit higher up.
Okay. Yeah. Again, for everyone, it's a little different. So that's why I say explore. But yeah, calves is a good one. My goodness.
Yeah, and the feet, it was kind of like last time. There's an area on the outside that I didn't realize, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, that really hurts.
Yeah. And did you feel like it? Did you feel like it felt any different than last time, or is it just
a little bit? Yeah.
More of an awareness? Because I think it's also just like, it's introducing the idea of what you can do, and then it's just like anything. It's like practice, right? You got to do it. And then you can kind of load a little bit more and give yourself a little bit more. But the first time you go into it, it's so intense, right?
Yeah.
And so I also say with lower body as well, sometimes getting in with these might be too much, like a little bit of a broader stroke, like with a foam roller, sometimes a long IT band is a nicer way to get in, and then you're kind of like digging it out a little bit with this. So, just to say some of those areas it's pretty intense getting in. So it's like, again, it's like a massage therapist working that through. You got some company, Lena. So which area did you find that was the highlight?
Sorry, we muted so you couldn't hear all the commotion going on over here.
That's okay.
I was actually surprised when I put it in my knee and like pinched it in your knee, like when you did the chuk,
Yeah.
There was some intense pain in there that I was not expecting.
Yeah, I love that one because it gets like, again, it gets like sort of deeper into that knee that you don't normally want to, you don't want to really sort of take something in there, but it kind of gets top of the calf and hamstring, which is just like, I'm always up for 2 for deals.
And then my
Yeah.
IT band on my left side, but that wasn't surprising. That
Right,
was,
right. Yeah. Yeah. And again, we've got our sides. I know I've done my left side too. So the IT band is always a thing. Okay, amazing. So if you have any questions, stick around. And if not, I'll send you the recording and the handout of what we worked on with little videos that I found on YouTube that may be similar to what we've done. And at any point, if you have any questions, just let me know. And then we're doing upper mobility next week. And I've just sort of decided for June, I'm going to sort of repeat through some of them. I've switched up some of the classes, and then take a break for the summer, and then we'll figure out the plan after. See what's happening with our lives. Sorry.
See what the world looks like.
See what the world looks like. I mean, it's been fun to just do this because it's been a great way to get information to people, and people have needed to move. So it's been a good way to, be self-aware and good, when treatment's not happening, but I mean, it's still self-care. It's important. Yeah. Okay. We'll see you both soon.
Thank you.
all right.
Okay.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
And say bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.